So I want to continue this on towing. We have not done anything to the rear suspension. We did our first upgrade with our Fox steering stabilizer on the front of it. We're gonna do some towing videos. I gotta watch out, I'm gonna get hit by my neighbors. Hooking up the trailer to it, I wanna really measure how much the rear of this motorhome sags with the trailer. I'm going to continue this. I'm actually going to put a scale on the tongue. I wanna give you 100% accuracy with the tongue of this weighs loaded. You can see I don't have the ball on there yet, but let's take a measurement here and see where we're at. Dead nuts, 29 inches all the way, almost 27¼ of an inch. So we got about 1 3/4 inches of sag in the rear of this. What I really want to do as well is I want to take the Hellwigs off, see how much that changes things. And then I think the next step is really I want to run weight distribution bars. The more that this comes down in the back, it's typically going to raise the front, making that steering a little bit lighter. I want to keep as much on that steer axle as possible, overall maintaining a good height. My biggest thing is I don't want my nose of my trailer right here too low, because this thing already sits low. We're at 10 inches, so I got to be very careful already pulling in and out of driveways, gas stations, things of that nature. I know this sounds crazy, but I think I may also lift the trailer 2 inches. Go figure. I'm gonna do some more measurements. I'll be right back and kind of come up with a plan. So I changed out the hitch and just a weight distribution hitch, and now I'm going to run the weight distribution bars on here. I want to see the difference. We are on the 5 freeway heading north, and I just want to tell you how much this Golden State Edition 32U just drives amazing. And let's just talk to Rachel here. Rachel, tell me, how do you like this thing?
It's awful. I feel like it's gonna shake loose. Like we need to tighten all the bolts when we get to our destination. It feels like it's gonna fall apart.
All right, come on. I mean, you're being a little dramatic.
Do all motorhomes drive this bad, or have I just been so spoiled with the C-Class?
Right, driving in the Jayco 24B. You're just like, was I spoiled, right?
Yes, because that wasn't normal. So the Jayco wasn't normal. The Jayco was fixed up.
Yes.
This is a normal ride.
This is.
Where it's like the shakes of death.
It's literally, it's so bad. And the door at some times just sounds like it's going to fall off. Good morning, everybody. Today we are going racing, but we are doing a quick pit stop. We're gonna at least start with the restricted car and run this on the dyno, see if we can't get a few more horsepower out of it. Well, good morning, everybody from Plaza Park Raceway. We had an awesome night racing. That is the racetrack right over there. It was awesome. This Golden State Edition motorhome drives like complete ass. It's that bad. And if you think that this coach rides good, you have zero to know about a good riding vehicle. I'm throwing that out there. There is no way that you can convince me after driving this coach that this is a good driving coach. I'm just putting it out there. The shocks suck, and I think one of the biggest problems on this is these overload springs. And I hate them so much that today I'm gonna pull them off, because I am so sure that that does not help anything. The ride is so bad that the doors in the motorhome came undone. It broke the insert in the refrigerator just from like the overall bouncing. The door came off the track in there. I mean, just dumb little things, but you're like, okay, this is just gonna beat the hell out of my coach and break other things having such poor suspension. I will give you an update on the steering stabilizer as well. So I did a Fox steering stabilizer on the front of this. Like, I don't know that it made that much bigger of an improvement over the stock one. I'm not like, oh yeah, this is totally noticeable like I would say on the C-Class E-Series platform, where it's like a noticeable difference. I don't think that it was like, oh wow, huge noticeable difference especially for the money. That's the thing, guys, for spending, you know, 250 bucks on a steering stabilizer. I don't know. I think I'm actually gonna go back to the stock steering stabilizer and run the dual Fox up on the front of this and see if that is a better setup. Now I know that it's twice as much, but really I want to make sure that like you guys are getting the best. Now if I had an older coach and maybe stabilizer was kind of like more than 5 years old, it's got more than, you know, 25,000 miles on it, then this may be a good upgrade. But on a brand new coach, I'm leaning not really recommending going to that. And that's where I'll be honest with you. Save your money, put it into other things. If I can help you out, cool. I don't need to sell you something. I'd rather be your friend and just have fun camping with you. I am actually going to remove these springs. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, these right here are the Hellwig. Here, let me get all the way in here. These are the Hellwig helper springs that are in this coach. Now you can see that this double spring is just riding on this bump stop. I am going to remove those. Looks like just a 3/4 inch U-bolt holding that on there. I'm gonna pull this all apart. What I'm also wanna do though is I'm not really on flat ground here. So I wanna park the coach on flat ground. We're gonna take a rear measurement to the bumper with the trailer and see that if it's also helping with the towing. So I will do a rear measurement on the coach, a rear measurement on the trailer coach hookup. I'm also going to do a front measurement because we also want to know that if we put more load onto the rear of it, are we bringing the front up, which we would lose steering a little bit. I have the weight distribution bars on the back. I can play with those and take a little bit of load off of the rear, put it onto the trailer as well. Even in the trailer, like that's a whole nother thing. Like this trailer is awesome. The road was so rough. This has like an upper platform up here. I can store stuff. I mean, the road was that bad. My spare tires fell down, my chairs came down in here. It did also knock my rear door off of the track as well. Just because the road sucked doesn't mean the ride has to suck in your very expensive motorhome. Trailer is hooked up. Took the weight distribution off the trailer. We're on pretty flat ground right here. And I'm going to do two things. I'm gonna hook up the weight distribution by itself, see what the rear measurement goes to. And then what I'm gonna actually do is I'm gonna lift the coach up. I'm gonna take the Hellwig helpers off of it, and I wanna see the difference that it makes on the back of this. I'm really hoping to improve the ride, but I also gotta worry about towing and distribution of weight. So I'm gonna be going over a bunch of stuff and seeing what we can come up with and checking measurements. You ready? So we're gonna start this off. We're gonna use the bumper as the main point of reference. And let's see there. So from the ground, I'm 28 inches, 28 and an eighth to be specific. So I'm still about the same, which means that I probably could technically add a little bit more load to the front of this for fun. Let's walk up to the front and see what we're changing up here. 37 and 5/8. So now what I really want to know is if I take off these Hellwig helper springs, is it going to change either one of these measurements? That's what I really want to know, because really I need to make the ride not so harsh in the rear. To do that now, I'm actually going to lift up the RV using the leveling jacks on the motorhome. And there it is. In less than a couple minutes, those are off. We're gonna go do the same thing to the other side. So we need to actually go a little bit taller because one side has a little more load on it. Probably because of double slide outs on this side. I'm gonna go ahead and jack this up just a little bit more. And there we go. Now I am going to go ahead, lower this back down, take that rear measurement. We are now 27 and 15/16. So we lost 3/16 of an inch in overall height on this. And we were at 37 and 5/8. 43 and 3/8. 43 and 3/8. All right, so I made a mistake on reading the front one, thinking it was 37. It was 43 and 5/8. Now we're 43 and 3/8, which doesn't really make sense. It really should have increased a little bit. We are a little bit lower back here. We were 27 now, 15 16ths. This is no H. This is with Really, the big thing I want to know though is how does it ride? That is my number one thing. I can mess with towing, I can mess with tongue weight. I want to see how this thing rides. I'm going to leave it just as that. I don't want to have the other variable being that I went heavier on this as I drive with it back. So I'm not actually going to mess with that anymore. The only variable in this is going to be we removed the Hellwig spring from the equation, and we're gonna go from there, and I will report back to you when we go home tomorrow. When we get home, I will let you know more. Well, I complained about the ride going north on the I-5 freeway, talking about how horrible it was. I actually broke the insert in my refrigerator. My door came off the track in the back. It was just, So I took off the Hellwig helper springs in the rear, and basically with the trailer all hooked up, it was 2 inches of sag I got overall in the back of the coach. I told you I'm not completely sold on the Fox single steering stabilizer. I feel like it made a difference, but not like huge enough for the money. The ride home, so I have 2 things. Either the 5 South is way better road condition, or that made the biggest difference taking off those Hellwig helper springs. Either way, they're not going back on, and I think it's really time to start looking at like doing some other suspension upgrades. You can see that's what it looks like in there right now. I think it's gonna be time to pull those rear springs out and really put in a set of WeldTec Designs rear springs. I would be able to eliminate both blocks in the back. I think that's going to be the next step, is really in making this ride better, putting new rear springs in the back of this and not doing the shocks. Now here's what I do notice now. Now with the Hellwig springs removed, I do feel that the coach itself, I can feel the shocks moving now. So I'm actually getting movement out of the back of it. I can feel the heaviness in the rebound of the rear of this, because as the coach compresses, it doesn't rebound quick enough, and I can feel the coach kind of stick and hit the second bump, and I'm into the travel more. I know, whatever. Jeremy, just give me a good riding coach. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna keep messing with this thing. Obviously, I'm not happy with it. My wife was pissed. She's like, this is horrible for such an expensive motorhome that it drives like this. And I completely agree with that. So there's my little update, guys. I'm gonna be doing some cool stuff. I think we're gonna do this rear suspension on here. We're also gonna do a ton of videos since we're talking about rear leaf springs. We're gonna be doing some new videos on hitches, tongue weight, and I don't like even that little bit of play right there. I'm actually gonna change out this whole hitch to a new weight distribution hitch with a scale in it. I think I really want to know my tongue weights. That way I can kind of change things around to really help you guys, you know, as much as possible, as well as for my own self, really seeing the difference that all of these little changes make. See ya.